Leading from the Middle: Experiences of Rural Community College Mid-Level Change Leaders by Lisa Chamberlain. Introduction. Much is asked of leaders in rural two-year colleges. There are unique challenges to leading in these two-year schools that are not shared by leaders on larger urban campuses. There is a lack of graduate programs also preparing leaders for rural community college leadership at a time of unparalleled retirement and turnover. This lack of leadership preparation for new administrators may result in lower employee job satisfaction and higher turnover and tension. Change management specifically is one of these areas where underpreparedness can have a direct impact. Community college leaders, both rural and urban, are stressed with ever-increasing complexities of change as they struggle to answer all the burdens placed on their institutions. The problem of complex change, coupled with the demand for rural employees to manage wide-ranging duties, results in mid-level managers getting tasked with leading change initiatives, whether they've had training in organizational change or not. The purpose of the study. The purpose of my study will be to understand how rural community college mid-level leaders perceive the experience of leading change initiatives when viewed through a lens of a systems-based change model. The research questions. One overarching question drives this study. What is the experience of mid-level leaders tasked with leading change initiatives in rural community colleges? That overarching question is broken down into three sub-questions. Question 1. How have mid-level leaders in rural Washington community colleges been prepared to lead change initiatives? Question 2. How do mid-level leaders in rural Washington community colleges perceive the experience of leading change initiatives? And question 3. How are the experiences of leading change initiatives impacting these mid-level leaders' job satisfaction? Findings from the literature review. Within the literature review process, it became clear that several terms needed to be defined in relationship to the study. One of these terms was rural. There are many definitions for rural, but the one that made the most sense to use for this study was the U.S. Census definition of county population density, which was the population of the county divided by the square miles of the county. Since Washington State Community College's service districts are determined by county, this made the most sense to determine a ranking of the most rural community colleges in the state. Defining mid-level leaders as dean, assistant dean, director, or assistant director helped in limiting the scope of the study. Focusing on this grouping in the literature revealed a noted tension between serving the needs of employees below them while answering to the demands of those above them. Preparedness to do the job is also an area of tension for mid-level leaders. Researchers noted a lack of leadership preparation programs for higher education and even fewer specific to the community college leaders. Many mid-level leaders just promote into the position from roles below the level with no formal graduate level preparation. The lack of preparation and demands of the job may lead to dissatisfaction in the role. Job satisfaction can be impacted by both content, like the work itself, and context, like the work environment, related factors. Misalignment or unmet expectations in either area may increase turnover and tensions. Community colleges have become complex systems. Leaders need to be adept at leading in these environments. This includes the ability to be adaptive as well as creating conditions for others to innovate easily. Key leadership theories in this environment are complex leadership theory and adaptive leadership. Both of these theories rely on systems thinking to manage change. The conceptual framework used in this study is one based on systems thinking. It was developed based on a meta-analysis of the literature regarding successful change management in community colleges using systems thinking. 3 stages within the framework are discovery, framing, and action. Conclusion. Several conclusions can be drawn from the review of the literature. First is the distinction between the workload and variety of work in rural versus urban settings for mid-level community college leaders. Rural mid-level leaders have wide-ranging duties and may be underprepared for the diverse tasks assigned to them as a result of being at a smaller, more isolated institution with less staff than urban schools. Second is, while more demands are being placed on rural mid-level leaders in higher education, there are less graduate-level programs for getting them prepared to do the work than in other industries. Preparation programs are even more sparse if they are specific to community college leadership. Third, community colleges have become quite complex as they organize to meet the needs of diverse students, while undergoing massive changes in enrollment and budgeting. And lastly, by understanding the experience of these rural mid-level leaders, senior leadership may be better able to support the role, and graduate programs may be better equipped to develop programs tailored to their needs. Based on a review of the literature and the pending results of this study, one area of potential future research involves the results of intentionally providing systems thinking-based change management to mid-level community college leaders, and then studying its impact on their turnover intentions. Thank you. Here are my references used in my paper.